Welcome to Share Talk, the only podcast where investors come first.
Today we have Mitchell Smith, President and CEO of Global Energy Metals. The company has a strategy that focuses on the cobalt projects across the world. So without further ado, hi Mitchell, how are you?
Good, how are you doing? Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Cobalt is a commodity that has attracted a larger audience in the past few years, and everyone is hearing about it. But do you think you can provide some background on this?
Yeah, cobalt flew under the radar for a number of years, and it's just recently that because of the e-mobility revolution that's underway, that cobalt's been put in the spotlight, and a lot of it has to do with the supply and obviously the demand onset from this electrification of vehicles and energy storage. Cobalt is critical in the ability for thermal stability of the battery packs that go into electric vehicles. So we see a great opportunity with the cobalt space. It's positioned to more than double in the next 10 years in terms of the demand side. And most of the supply comes from a very unstable jurisdiction in the world, the DRC. And so there's a need for diversification in supply for cobalt.
Okay, and in terms of the prices, they soared to highs of over $40 per pound in March last year and have since fallen to barely above $10 per pound. Why do you think this has occurred, and do you see it staying at these levels?
Yeah, I think there's a number of factors that have resulted in cobalt's price decline. It's a very inelastic market with respect to on the supply side. The majority of the material, again, is because of a byproduct. It's not mined solely for cobalt. There's one jurisdiction in the world that accounts for the majority of that supply, and right now it's sufficient in producing enough cobalt to meet demand on today's terms. That's obviously poised to change given the demand structure for cobalt moving forward. And there's also, because of those high prices, there was a significant amount of artisanal mining that occurred that allowed for a surplus of cobalt to come into to the market.
All right, so it's been suggested at some point in the back half of the next decades there won't be a reliable cobalt supply chain to meet the growing demand, which is brought on by the e-mobility revolution. Can you shed some light on this and perhaps offer a solution to this growing concern?
Yeah, I think there's a number of factors, obviously, in that the demand for cobalt and other battery metals is poised to grow significantly over the next decade or so. Again, the supply of cobalt is primarily from byproduct copper and nickel supply. The majority comes from the DRC. So we believe that there's a need for supply diversification and producing cobalt and battery metals from alternative sources, from jurisdictions that are safe, pro-mining, top-tier jurisdictions like Global Energy has in Australia, Nevada, in the United States, and in Ontario, Canada as well. We also think that there's a need for government support and push and efforts to be made to allow for fast tracking of domestic supply of cobalt and the battery materials that are critical to this electric vehicle revolution that's underway.
So let's have a look at what's happening in Australia then. Global Energy Metals has just become the sole owner of the Millennium Project and two other Mount Isa projects in Queensland. You've called this a transformational acquisition. Why the move to 100% ownership, and what potential do you see from these assets?
Yeah, so the outright acquisition of the Millennium Project adds to our portfolio what we believe is one of the most exciting, scalable primary cobalt projects in the cobalt industry. With our strong understanding from the work that was done both historically and by us last year that all exceeded expectations in terms of the potential for this high-grade cobalt project, as well as the surrounding land package that we were able to acquire with this deal in Mount Dorothy and Cobalt Ridge. positions Global Energy as a leader in the cobalt exploration space in Queensland, Australia, and really allows us to move that project closer to development and deliver significant value to our shareholders.
It's not just about Australia. There's also Nevada, where you've been staking further claims around the Lovelock Cobalt Mine and Treasure Box. Do you think you can tell us a bit more about your plans and the operational progress there?
Yeah, so Global Energy Metal has now commenced its initial exploration program on the grounds surrounding the Lovelock Cobalt Mine in Nevada. Staking these additional 18 claims was to ensure that our land position covered the prospective areas contiguous to our current holdings. We're very, very excited to have been able to not only strengthen this land position, but initiate the work program and understand what the potential is for the cobalt, nickel, and copper mineralization around the historically producing mine. So we're very excited to get on the ground. We've done some channel sampling and mapping of the underground work. We've been able to obviously stake additional claims, and we're partnered with Canada Cobalt Works in testing using their Re2Ox process and understanding if we can create a battery-grade cobalt end product at site.
Aside from that, the company is also looking to add a London listing. So what's the reasoning behind that?
Yeah, we have a very, very strong shareholder base in the UK. And we believe that there's an opportunity for us to further develop and nurture those relationships in the UK. Having a platform for trading of our stock in the UK and in London would be beneficial, I think, to not only the company but to those shareholders. So creating that added exposure for the company will be something that we're keen to work on over the course of the next few months.
And in terms of the timeline, do you think you can give us an insight into what shareholders should expect over the next 6 months?
Definitely. We've had a very, very busy start to the 2019 or the first half of 2019. And again, moving forward over the next 6 months, we believe that there's going to be a lot of opportunity for news flow with work not only on the Nevada asset, but also looking at doing things to advance the Millennium Project in Australia. So certainly, a lot of catalysts, a lot of milestones, and we'll be very, very busy.
So quite a bit to look out for. Thank you, Mitchell, for taking the time to speak to us and bring us up to speed. We'll look forward to hearing from you soon.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, and look forward to providing an update in the very near future.
Thank you for listening. Remember to visit our website for more news and other podcasts at www.share-talk.com.